back to another episode of Beyond Grayskull. And well, you know what? It's time to forget about Kevin Smith's revelations and go back to the good old 80s. My name is Wayne, and this is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Episode 1, The Cosmic Comet. So what does this episode have to give us? Well, first up, we get to see Evelyn and Beastman as they fall into a pit of diarrhea. And yes, I know it's meant to be mud, people. However, I'd kind of like to think at the base of Grayskull is a huge pile of brown shit. And we also discover that the sorceress, well, she is so lazy she can't even walk to the window or even the drawbridge of Grayskull to warn He-Man of Skeletor's evil plans. I mean, really, how often does she contact He-Man or Prince Adam via telepathy? And we also get this very interesting fact, that the Cosmic Comet, it strangely enough looks like sperm, as we are introduced to the great Cosmic Comet wizard himself, Zagras. Zagras, well, he lives with Sauron in the dark mountains of Mount Doom. and as we can see, Zagras might be this very wise wizard, yet not wise enough to live in a house or have any furniture, and he wonders why he hasn't had any visitors in over 100 years. And is it just me, or does Zagras look a hell of a lot like Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong? Maybe it's just me. Another interesting fact when Zagras explains how he is to blame because he made a mistake by destroying one of the flying sperms, the Cosmic Comets. So Teela reminds him of this, that everyone makes a mistake. Yeah, I'll remind you of that, Teela, in about 40 years' time, when someone keeps a secret from you and you run away from your friends and family because of it. It's here we learn that Skeletor has taken control over the last Cosmic Comet to use to destroy Grayskull. You know what? I've never thought about this until now. Why didn't Skeletor just knock on the door of Grayskull dressed as a mailman in disguise? Skeletor could have just dressed up as a paperboy, delivering the good news to the sorceress. You know what? Enough of the silliness. Skeletor sends the Cosmic Comet to attack Zagras with its Cosmic Comet Rockmen. Screw that, I'm just calling them Dr. Manhattan without a penis. Teela just manages to protect Adam and blasts one of the men with her freeze wrist ray. And you know what, pissed off by this, I swear to God he tries to grab Teela's ass.
Hey baby, check out my hand.
Man, you know what, maybe Kevin Smith was right. This show was incredibly sexist. Then again, Teela is a very strong character, unlike Man-at-Arms or the Tom Selleck's twin brother here, as not only does he manage to get himself knocked out by his own stun gun, he also manages to get Teela knocked out as well. Shit, and you wonder why Randor promotes Teela to the new Man-at-Arms in Revelations. If this is a sign of things to come, Duncan, I can see why. You're a bloody idiot. Cringer, after running tail, hides, but oh boy, here we go. The first time ever kids lost their goddamn mind, as Prince Adam holds aloft the sword and says the chilling words we all know too well. By the power of bloody Grayskull! You know, and damn, just damn, I still get chills seeing this shit. The only question I ask is this. Does anyone ever hear or see him do this? I know it's been addressed from time to time, but sometimes Adam's like 3 meters away and no one turns around and says, holy shit, did you hear that loud crashing thunder and the lightning bolt that struck nearby? And you know what? It's a clearly sunny day. What's going on here? Then out of nowhere, He-Man appears. Oh, hi He-Man, how are you? Did you just hear that loud thunder? Oh, no, didn't see anything. Zagras tries to mind control the Blue Man Group by saying, piss off, we don't want you here yet, we're not welcome. But then he gets his old ass picked up in the air, but never fear, He-Man will save the day. Or just punch and shatter the creature holding Zagras 10 feet in the air. The old man literally falls 10 feet to the ground, and you know what, He-Man? You're damn lucky that poor bastard didn't break his neck or his back. You'd be up for manslaughter. Oh, but no time to look after that old fool. He-Man has some more blue ass to kick. And then Duncan and Teela are awakened, stunned to see He-Man here. Duncan's reaction, oh, I'm glad to see you. No shit, Duncan, you're glad to see him. You just knocked yourself and your daughter out cold by your own stun gun. Zagras, well, he pretends to be hurt so he can get very up close and personal with Teela.
Disgusting, you dirty old man.
He-Man, however, well, he wants a piece of that action, so he just scoops Zagras up in his arms, saying, we better get him to Grayskull quickly. Zagras, well, he's clearly upset by this, being in the loving arms of Teela, now in the bulking, sweaty arms of He-Man. Poor old fool. I mean, come on, He-Man. The poor guy hasn't had a visitor in 100 years, and you deprive the poor old bastard of just a little bit of action. After dropping Zagras off to the Sorceress, He-Man, Duncan, and Teela make their way to Snake Mountain to see Skeletor. Beastman, who really either needs to get some sleep or stop using so much eyeshadow, blasts a piece of the mountain away, blocking the path of our heroes. Isn't it also so nice seeing He-Man and Man-at-Arms seated and all buckled up as they make Teela stand up for the whole trip? Beastman, well, he just begins pissing them off. So He-Man, you know what he does? He just shoots him down to another big pile of brown shit. Skeletor demands the power of the Cosmic Comet to defeat He-Man. And with the power of the Cosmic Comet, Skeletor and Evil-Lyn blast the shit out of He-Man, Duncan and Teela, knocking them out unconscious. However, though, the Sorceress manages to teleport them back to Grayskull before Skeletor could finish them off. Hang on. They drove all the way from Castle Grayskull to Snake Mountain, and you could have just teleported them? And can I just say this? Grayskull really needs some more comfortable beds for its guest. I mean, a shit stone bed to recover and relax on. Bloody hell, all the great wisdom and power of the Grayskull has inside, but lacks any kind of comfort. I mean, you could stick all the power of Grayskull up your ass. Give me a good bed any day. Zagras claims if he had some pieces of the comet, he could create a new one, hoping to undo his mistake, thus making the evil comet that is now in control by Skeletor good once again. Okay, sure, I'll go with that plan. That makes sense, yeah. Well, lucky for our heroes, Orko took some pieces of the Comet Stone Men that He-Man had just destroyed into thousands of pieces. Teela says to Orko, I could just kiss you. Oh boy, Orko, he wastes no time, he goes straight in for that kiss. And Zagras, well, he cuts that shit off real fast, the jealous old fool. He ain't having any of that, as he says there's no time to waste. As this is all happening, Skeletor sends the evil Cosmic Comet flying towards the drawbridge of Grayskull. And wait, what? Orko, you kept all those rocks up your sleeve. I mean, screw killing Sklearglow and Revelations. Show us how you managed to do that bloody trick, Orko. The Sorceress manages to use her magic to turn those loose pieces of stone into once again a comet. As Zagras, well, he has other ideas.
Gather round. You must all touch it.
I ain't touching anything, you dirty old bastard. Oh, you meant the comet. Oh, okay. That's all right then. He-Man, the Sorceress, Teela, and Man-at-Arms fill the comet with goodness. I mean, even saying that makes me feel dirty. And don't you dare tell me otherwise, but it looks like a ball sack. A big, blue, glowing ball sack. Zagras has to use all his magic to once again help the comet fly once again. But there's no time to waste as the evil Cosmic Comet comes hurtling towards the drawbridge of Grayskull. So, He-Man, he just decides to go and wrestle.
Got to hold it. Hang on.
He may be wrestling a comet, or he may be dry humping it here. It's okay either way. Zagras has done it and launches the good comet flying into the air. Both the cosmic comets come to a head-on collision. Now, both comets are good again and fly off to wherever comets go, I guess. Detroit, how do I know? And thus ends the episode on a light note by Orko being chased around by some magic balls. No sexual undertone there, people. And then, of course, we get the moral of the story, delivered by Tom Selleck's twin brother. And the moral to this story is, always believe in yourself. And if you fail, try and try again. And if you keep on failing, well, then it's time to try something new because you really suck at that. The end. And yes, that is the first episode of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. It still remains a classic, and an episode I have seen beyond countless times. Out of 5 Gwildor Cosmic Keys, I would say this is a solid 3. A good moral, a good introduction to the world of Eternia and its characters. Kids today, they could still easily watch this and still be entertained even with its simplistic animation style, but be taken in by its world and its characters, and not to forget its amazing music, which to me is still very iconic. So, thank you for watching, people. This has been Wayne for Beyond Grayskull. If you have enjoyed this video, please think about giving this a like and maybe even subscribe for future content. And as always, until next time.